If the DCU's looking a bit messy right now with all these promised projects either stalled or canceled, how do we actually turn things around? The answer is simple: the Justice League. Now, does that mean a Justice League movie is officially confirmed? Well, almost. James Gunn has the answer, and yes, the DCU can flip the script. I bet you're gonna get hyped for this, so stick around until the end to get the full picture. Let's dive in. A massive bombshell recently dropped from insider Jeff Snyder, pointing out that actor Aaron Pierre is set to appear in the Man of Tomorrow movie. Right after that, The Hollywood Reporter, which is even more reliable, confirmed it. In that same article, we got confirmation for other characters we didn't even know were in the film, including the engineer, Jimmy Olsen, and Eve Teschmacher. That's right, guys, the crew from the first Superman movie is coming back for the sequel, Man of Tomorrow. On top of that, there's a lot of buzz about Supergirl showing up, but interestingly, Kara hasn't been confirmed yet. They probably won't announce it until her solo movie drops, or maybe we'll get a Supergirl will return in Man of Tomorrow stinger at the end of the film. You know, that classic announcement style Marvel perfected and the DCU is starting to adopt. That's likely why they're keeping it under wraps for now. But keep in mind, regarding Supergirl, it's mostly fan expectations at this point. The biggest takeaway here is the confirmation of John Stewart. If we were complaining that the Lantern series lacked constructs or didn't feel Green Lantern enough, there is zero risk of that happening in Man of Tomorrow. We already saw a glimpse of Guy Gardner's constructs in the first movie, and James Gunn killed it with the creativity there. Honestly, Guy Gardner was one of the highlights of that film. You can't deny it. He was hilarious and stayed totally true to the comics. Knowing James Gunn's track record, we can expect some incredible constructs from John Stewart. Now, it is interesting that they confirmed John Stewart instead of Hal Jordan. Why not Hal? This definitely fuels the speculation that in the Lantern series, we'll see Hal pass the torch to John, who will become Earth's primary Lantern. Hal might retire or move into a different role. There's a wild fan theory that Hal Jordan might become Parallax and turn into the villain of the series, but I think that's a bit too out there. I don't see them giving Hal a downfall arc in the show. I think it's more likely he just steps back, especially since they cast an older actor for the role. I'm not a huge fan of leaving the legendary Hal Jordan on the sidelines, but I have to admit, I love John Stewart. I really want to see John interacting with the other heroes and Superman himself. Another thing people complained about in the Lantern series was the suit. We can rest easy regarding Man of Tomorrow because we're talking about a $200 million budget here. They have the money for the suit. Plus, there's a huge opportunity to sell more toys and merch if John Stewart gets a sleek new uniform upgrade. Also guys, James Gunn has mentioned multiple times how much he loves the Justice League animated series lineup. It was easy to predict that the path to the League would include John Stewart. So is that the Justice League we're getting? Think about the heroes already confirmed for Man of Tomorrow. We have Superman, John Stewart, and Hawkgirl. That's 3 out of the big 7 from the classic cartoons everyone loves. And look at what's coming after. Batman the Brave and the Bold. Theoretically, a Wonder Woman project follows. If you take those 3 plus Batman and Wonder Woman, we're already at 5. We're just missing Flash and Martian Manhunter. It's totally possible to introduce Martian Manhunter in someone else's movie or even in the Justice League film itself, kind of like how the League formed in the first episode of the cartoon. Wouldn't it be cool if the movie adapted elements from those episodes? Everyone would get their moment to shine, and it would be a massive team-up movie to rival Marvel's Avengers. Man, this has to happen. We are clearly heading toward a Justice League formation, and based on our theories, it's the animated lineup. It's so close. It's not a stretch to think this is the plan. James Gunn himself said the animated series is a huge inspiration. Man of Tomorrow is shaping up to be a major event film. I know some people want a smaller, focused Superman versus Lex Luthor story, but let's look at the state of DC. This year we have Supergirl and Clayface. Do you think those movies can stand up against Spider-Man or Avengers Doomsday? In my opinion, the best move is to go for an event movie to shake up the universe and pull in those big box office numbers. Even as an event film, Superman and Lex could still be the protagonists. Look at Marvel's Civil War. It was basically an Avengers movie, but the narrative was centered on Captain America and his rivalry with Iron Man. Man of Tomorrow could follow that blueprint. a massive event within a solo Superman story. The threat of Brainiac is so huge that we need these other heroes involved, and having John Stewart changes the game because he's a heavy hitter. No disrespect to Guy Gardner, but when you have a Green Lantern like John Stewart, who we know will be a core League member, the perception of the movie shifts. We're watching an event. That's why I believe Man of Tomorrow will plant the seeds for the Justice League. It doesn't mean they'll officially form the team in this movie. It doesn't mean Superman will walk into the Hall of Justice at the end and say, "We are the Justice League." But Superman will be interacting with John Stewart and Hawkgirl again. Another point is the Justice Gang. They'll be working alongside Superman. Will there be a conflict of interest? Their full roster hasn't been confirmed yet, but we know they're appearing because of the filming locations at Union Station, the real-life Hall of Justice. I can see two paths for this. First, Superman recognizes the scale of the Brainiac threat and assembles a mega team, including the Justice Gang and outsiders like John Stewart. You can already bet someone is going to make a Super Friends joke. That's classic James Gunn. The second path, conflict. Superman might find himself at odds with the Justice Gang. Why? Maybe they turn bad or get possessed by Brainiac. Just a theory. If they get possessed, we could even see a Lantern versus Lantern fight. Or maybe it's simpler. Maybe Superman thinks Lex Luthor is a necessary ally for this threat, but the gang refuses to work with a villain. This could lead Superman to form his own team with John Stewart and maybe even the Engineer. We don't know what happened to her after the first movie, only that she's alive. Is she still loyal to Lex? What's her role? There are a lot of characters, sure, but the best way to handle a big cast is to make it a mega event, where you focus on the leads while everyone else plays their part when needed. I'm not saying the movie should have 50 random cameos. Everything needs a reason. The Engineer isn't a massive character. She'll likely be part of a specific group, just like in the first film. If we have two teams, one led by Superman/Lex and another by the gang, she, Hawkgirl, or Mr. Terrific could all slot into those dynamics. There's so many possibilities. A united front against Brainiac, or two divided teams with one potentially turning heel. It's fascinating. Supergirl could join Superman's side, even Lobo could show up, as he often does in Superman stories. I'm not saying I want Lobo in the Justice League, but him fighting alongside them against Brainiac would be awesome. Guys, to get everyone hyped for the DCU, we need the Justice League. But what about Batman and Wonder Woman? I hope the Batman movie stays grounded and focused on introducing the DCU's Batman and the Bat family, but maybe with a post-credit scene featuring Superman. That's not a stretch at all. Then we move to Wonder Woman, which seems to be a priority for Gunn. From there, he can develop The Flash, Martian Manhunter, and others. By the time Wonder Woman drops, we'd have 5 League members established. Now, I'm basing this on the animated series hypothesis. It might not be exactly that, but it's a strong theory. Man of Tomorrow will have other characters too, like Maxima, who was a League member in the 90s. Gunn did say that the Panic in the Sky arc, where Maxima starts as a villain and turns good, isn't the direct basis for the Brainiac movie. He confirmed Man of Tomorrow is a blend of several inspirations, so we can probably rule out Maxima being a Brainiac ally. She'll be there, and she'll need to interact with these hero teams. You might think, isn't a Justice League movie far away? Sure, it's 2026 and we have a lot of projects before we get there, assuming Gunn stays at the helm despite the Warner-Paramount merger rumors, which I covered in another video you should check out. But looking at the plan, this is how the DCU beats Marvel. James Gunn could announce a Justice League movie right after Brave and the Bold and Wonder Woman, and it would be epic. It wouldn't even feel rushed. We've had Superman, we're getting Supergirl, then Man of Tomorrow, Brave and the Bold, and Wonder Woman, plus shows like Lanterns. By then, the timing is perfect for the League to face their biggest threat yet. I don't know about you, but I'm hyped just imagining it. I've been critical of the DCU lately, but let's be real. If Man of Tomorrow is a banger and we get good Batman and Wonder Woman movies, how can you not be hyped for the Justice League? What do you think? Is the Justice League the answer to saving the DCU? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for the best superhero updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.